Nope. Should I do that first?
No, don't finish. It's recording.
Hello, welcome to Among the Lilies. This is a show for ladies who are tired of pretending and are
Look
ready
how
to be real.
longer my head is than your head. Why is it so long?
I have this guy. I know you haven't seen him in a while because he's been off the internet, but Matt, good to have you on the show.
Thanks, Cam. Good to be here. Not thrilled with this light setup. I got to say, that huge shadow in the middle, you know?
Yeah, what's going on with
I
that?
cut my thumb. In case people want to know what that
That's
is.
a huge thumb in the middle. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that black stuff's kind of coming down.
You know, because I think anyway. This is the most boring intro ever. Sorry, everybody. My fault. I derailed it. Keep going.
It's true.
There's 0 people watching.
Well, I didn't tell anyone that we were doing this.
That's cool.
So, actually, here, let's finish it because
Why? No, don't finish it.
because I don't know that it's right.
No, there's one person.
Oh, welcome back, Matt. Okay,
Andrew
I got.
Montpetit.
There you go.
Got it.
I was afraid that it wasn't actually
No,
working.
it's working. There's
Okay,
6
good.
people now. All right,
All
try
right.
again.
Welcome to Among the Lilies. I've got my wonderful husband, Matt Fradd, here, fresh back to the internet. He's not actually technically back to the internet because we are still in August.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't touched anything. I've done all the setup, hence the complaining of the shadows because I don't know how to do my lights as well as you do
See
your
that?
lights. No, I see what you're saying.
No,
Yeah.
it's all right.
I'm sorry that it's not like that, but welcome to the show, Matt.
Thanks, Cam.
We have had quite the August, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been great.
We've had quite the summer.
Mhm.
But have you enjoyed your time?
Yeah, it's been really great. I'm excited to get back. I think last August, at the end of August, I actually was considering getting rid of email. Like, I don't know if you remember. Like, and part of me was
Oh,
thinking of getting rid of
yeah.
my car. Like, I was like on a full-on Amish bender. But this time around, I'm just so pumped to get back into the seat and get a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff done.
Yeah, you're right. I do remember that last year. Like, you have to have email. What do you mean you're not going to have email?
Yeah.
And you were going to stick with the light phone too.
Yeah. And
But
I
this
did.
time you didn't have a phone the vast majority of the time. You
Right.
just did a light phone, the last week?
Yeah,
Maybe
I say for
10
the
days?
first 10 days, I had no internet and no phone, which made your life harder.
Oh, it was definitely longer than 10 days.
That's it.
Yes. No, you only got the light phone when we went to Georgia,
Okay.
which was around our anniversary, the 12th.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're right, yeah.
12th, 15th, something like
Yeah.
that.
I gave up the internet for the month, everybody, in case you're wondering what's going on. Gave up my phone as well. But what would happen was people would text my wife to tell me stuff, and that got annoying.
It's funny. Some people would just straight up let me know that they wanted to get a hold of Matt, and then other people I haven't talked to in years would be like, "Hey, Cameron, so how have you been? Just checking in. Anyhow, I was wondering," and it's like, I guess they're trying to be polite, but I'm like, I know you don't want to talk to me. You just want to talk to him, and I'm how you get to him.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yes. Hello, everyone.
I was reading comments while you
Oh,
were
were you?
talking. Sorry, I can't multitask. So I am interested in what you're saying. It's just that...
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
You can comment on the comments.
Well, what I
if
was
you
thinking was lovely. Somebody said you both look beautiful or
like.
lovely,
Oh, thanks.
but like you do look beautiful, and you didn't even wear makeup. No, is that right?
I don't have makeup
No makeup.
on, and
Look at
my
you. And
hair
I don't have makeup
desperately
on
needs
either.
to be washed.
Let's see.
So.
Kelly McLaughlin said, "Matt, did you finish the Space trilogy?" So I read this is by C.S. Lewis. I read the first book of the Space trilogy and did not like it a little bit. I do not like C.S. Lewis's fiction. I decided, so I read a bunch of other books instead, which I won't bore you with. But no, I just
Did
didn't.
you not read the second one? I thought you were gonna.
I started reading the second one. I liked the first paragraph. I had heard that Tolkien said it was the best of the trilogy, but I was on guard. It feels like everything is an allegory to the Christian faith. Like you
Okay.
feel like obviously that's the case with Narnia and the Lion and the Witch, right?
Right. Oh yeah, very much so.
And you can kind of get through that. 'Cause like, well, it's a kid's story and that's cool that it's conveying this. But I never liked any other of Lewis's fiction. I liked The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But I've tried to read the other ones of Narnia. I didn't really like them. But this one I was expecting something to be a lot more robust. And, he's a good, precise writer, but I didn't really enjoy him, so...
Well, I think also our 7-year-old keep asking you persistence.
Yeah.
Read The Hobbit, Dad. Will you
Yeah,
read
so
The Hobbit?
we're
Will you
in,
read
we're
The
in
Hobbit?
The Hobbit right now, and the kids love it way more. Well, sorry, I liked it way more. My kids didn't read the Space Trilogy.
But they're loving The Hobbit,
Oh my
even
gosh,
though.
it's so good. It's a
Didn't
kid's
we already
story.
do The Hobbit?
I don't think so. I think I read the Lord of the Rings to Avila and Liam when they were younger, but The Hobbit, no, we never read through the whole thing.
I think we've started it multiple times.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's fair. Yeah.
So we go to Minnesota tomorrow.
We do. We're going to Matt's sister married an American in Australia, and they're having a wedding reception in Minnesota for his family and us.
So
it'll be good. It'll be great.
I always get super anxious these days around flying. Like I'm more anxious than you in general, but just airports and planes.
I think it's gotten a lot less enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think it's like I think it's maybe even worse now than when we had to wear masks on planes. Because now we're on planes and we're overstuffed. And some people are still wearing masks and they're still mad at you for not wearing a mask. And then you're also like on top of each other. And I feel like the airport, the last few times I've traveled, like there wasn't enough time. Like a bunch of the businesses don't have employees.
Yeah.
Or there's far too few employees to take care of the amount of people there. And so I was traveling with the 4 kids and we had like an hour and a half layover in Atlanta and it wasn't enough time to get food. And so I kind of told the kids we don't have time. And like, no, we do. And then our son waited in line for 45 minutes and he still hadn't ordered. I'm like, we've got to go. Like, you don't have time for food.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about this. It's like, it feels like for a long time now, we've been demanding, obviously, just this is how it works, right? Cheaper prices for goods and services, right? And there's consequences with that. So with flying, it's like, well, we need to stuff more people into the planes and you don't get meals on many flights in America these days and things like that. And then it felt like COVID escalated things and it's like we all went into this. It's like if you just wanted to sit in your home and receive things, you could do that.
Yeah.
You know, like if you wanted food, you had Uber Eats. If you wanted Amazon, if you wanted Netflix, like sit down, shut up, we'll bring stuff to you. That seemed to work.
Yeah, even the local grocery store will bring the food to you.
That's right. And I don't know if it's just because we live in Steubenville, but it feels like customer service everywhere is awful. When I go to Walmart, I'd feel more comfortable asking a stranger where something is than an employee. And I feel that way about a lot of places. It just feels like it's awful. I don't know what the reason for that is.
No, I think it's because it's also in most places it's different if it's like a ma and pa shop and like Leonardo's, they're great, like the baristas, so if it's small family owned, I think it's still good. But as far as
I guess it makes sense, right? If these companies were able to survive in lockdown, right, and maybe even do just as well, then adding employees and all that entails is just going to be this seemingly unnecessary hurdle, you know, that you've got to, like, why even bring it back, you know? That's what it feels like when we go to Kroger here. It's like, you almost feel like you're just sort of imposing on everybody who works there. Like,
yeah, well, and Zach, we had a friend that came up from Georgia to help us on our house and do different things. And he went to Lowe's and he was gone for like a really long time. When he came back, he was like, sorry, Miss Cameron, there were so many people in there that needed help. I heard someone ask this guy that worked there about something and they told her the wrong thing. So I had to go over and tell her the right thing. And so I brought her to find the things. And then someone else asked me for help. So I was helping that person. And like, basically he spent all day at Lowe's helping all these random strangers because he's like, they weren't helping him. So
that does sound like him. He's such a kind of guy.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And so I think that part of the airlines thing right now, it's probably gas prices are crazy high. I think they're canceling flights that aren't completely packed. So all the flights are crazy packed. And then people are just more stressed out, maybe? I don't know.
Andrew says this: the other reason for poor customer service is the whole movement of people who don't feel like they have to work, have higher demands on what their job should look like. And is that because, like, am I right in thinking the government was paying people to stay at home? Is it a real thing?
Not necessarily to stay at home, but yes, the government was giving a lot of handouts.
If you can like make things work without working, why would you work a job you don't want to work?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which really stinks. So.
But whatever, that's life, and I guess things will just evolve. Because ultimately, people don't want to go to places where they're not welcome or where people are incompetent. So maybe other things will rise out of this that will fulfill the role better.
I feel like the Saturday market is one of the things that's risen up. They're doing this new thing here in Steubenville where it's one Saturday a month right now, but I could see it eventually being every Saturday, where it's different artisans and they're doing live music, and it's like downtown, and it's a farmer's market, and there's a local farm, and you can buy different things. You can buy flowers and eggs and sourdough bread and good coffee and or the farmer's market. When I went down, we have a weekly farmer's market on Thursdays, and it was packed. I've gone before, and I was the only person shopping.
Nice.
Where this, like last Thursday when I went, there was probably at least 30 other people shopping, and they had tons of stuff, and you're buying just fresh produce straight from the farmer, and it's delicious and good. And I think there's more people like trying to buy, milk from a local farm, and I think more people got chickens. I think chickens became way more popular, and people are like, let's just see what we can do on our own and not need everyone else, or not need to go to the big chain stores as much.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think newer things will rise up, hopefully.
Well, I like shopping from our friends. So when my kids ask why we don't go to Dunkin' Donuts, it's because we shop from our friends at Leo's. But anyway, we've lost everybody who's not Steubenville native, probably. But I'm sure they can apply it to their local stores.
Yes. Local stores and local towns. I feel like we did it too. Remember in Cumming that this guy had a shop? Do you remember Don's Market?
Yeah.
That you drive by, and it was the honor system. So like there was raw milk and vegetables and eggs that you can get 24/7. And he had like a little mailbox, and you just put your money in it.
That's so cool.
And I remember a couple of times I didn't have the exact change, and like I went in the next time and I was like, hey, I didn't have exact change, so here it is. And he's like, oh, that's fine, yeah, and if you don't have the money, just take it and then pay me it the next time. I know you're good for it. And it was so friendly. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. It's your show. I don't feel the need to like constantly pump out questions and wonder what direction we're going.
This is not. You don't have to. If you guys have any questions, you can write it in here. That's fine. But you also wanted to share the gospel?
If we want, I just read this like 5 times. The gospel from today. Should we read it together?
Yes.
I think it's super profound because it took me a while to I know I've read it before and heard it read before. So this comes from the Gospel of Mark. Herod was the one who had John the Baptist arrested and bound in prison on account of Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip, whom he had married. So I read that like 8 times. Like, okay, so Herod married a Sheila called Herodias. Herod and Herodias. That's cool.
Herod and Herodias.
They're like Matthew marrying Matthewius.
Anyone that... Okay, so this is Mark 6, 17 to 29, just so people know what gospel we're reading from. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Herod was the one who had John the Baptist arrested and bound in prison on account of Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip, whom he had married. John said to Herod, it's not lawful for you to have your brother's wife. So that's why Herodias was upset with him, right? And had him put in prison. And she harbored a grudge against John and wanted to kill him, but was unable to do so.
Why do you think she was unable to? Like, did she just not have the...
Probably not the authority to do it.
Oh, okay.
And her husband was unwilling originally. Listen to this. Herod feared John, knowing him to be a righteous and holy man, and kept him in custody. When he heard him speak, he was very much perplexed, yet he liked to listen to him. So this is profound, I think, because John is speaking truth into falsehood. She's pissed at him for doing that and wants to kill him for it. And I thought about those moral demands on our life that we find inconvenient at best, and like they seem like obstacles to our full flourishing at best, Mm-hmm. And it's like we usually do 2 things with those. If we're not willing to transform our lives, we do one of 2 things. We either just like don't think about it and just like put it away, don't engage it, or we kill it. In other words, we overthrow it and come up with a different opinion, and cease engaging with it. And what's interesting is like she wanted to kill it. Herod just put it away in
Yeah.
prison, right? Because he actually enjoyed listening to John. So even though he was perplexed by John, he found him worth listening to. He liked to listen to him, right? Now, this Sheila, Herodias, she's the one who got Herod to put him in prison because she couldn't kill him. It says that earlier. But now she's got this opportunity to kill him. Like, how wicked is this woman? She had an opportunity one day when Herod, on his birthday, gave a banquet for his courtiers, his military officers, and the leading men of Galilee. Here it says, Herodias' own daughter came in and performed a dance. Now, I don't know if people can correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like Herodias' daughter isn't Herod's daughter. Because it never says that. It's talking about as her daughter and the girl, he said to the girl, which would seem to make it Philip's daughter. I wonder, so in other words, anyway, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this would be his niece, if I'm right in that.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so
I never really thought
Herodias' own daughter came in and performed a dance that delighted Herod and his guests. The king said to the girl, right? He didn't say to his daughter. So that's why I'm thinking it must be his niece. Right. And what's crazy here is if this is right, this girl's mother shacked up with her father's brother, and now her wicked mother, upset that John the Baptist is calling out her own sin, is using her to kill, right, the man who is speaking out against this evil.
Right, that makes her feel horrible, and it's like, let's silence him.
And it's also like a sin, like the sin of adultery, and this is negatively impacting the girl as well, obviously, right? Her family's being split up, and now the mother is making her manipulate her uncle to kill the man who's saying that she should have a right to her own father.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I had to read this like 8 times to maybe understand it. So Herodias' own daughter came in and performed a dance that delighted Herod and his guests. The king said to the girl, "Ask of me whatever you wish, and I will grant it to you." He even swore many things to her. "I will grant you whatever you ask of me, even to half of my kingdom." She went out and said to her mother, "What shall I ask for?" She replied, "The head of John the Baptist." The girl hurried back to the king's presence and made her request. "I want you to give me at once on a platter the head of John the Baptist." The king was deeply distressed, but because of his oaths, and so kind of his loyalty, but also his pride, right? Because it says, "and the guests," he did not wish to break his word to her. So you've got this guy who's like a scoundrel who takes his brother's wife, still feels the pang of conscience, it seems, which is why maybe he was open to listening to John. Didn't want to kill him at first, which is interesting. But now because of his own pride, and maybe because of this like lesser honor of making an oath to this girl, decides to kill John. So he promptly dispatches an executioner with orders to bring back his head. He went off and beheaded him in the prison. He brought in the head on a platter and gave it to the girl. The girl, in turn, gave it to her mother. Ugh. When his disciples heard about it, they came and took his body and laid it in a tomb. Isn't that wonderful?
There is a lot of healing that needs to happen there.
Yeah. Like this would be
and don't you wish the girl was just like, yeah, I'll take half your kingdom. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Like, do you think even she wishes? Gosh, I wish I didn't go and ask my mom.
Don't know.
Or do you think she was trying to like re-earn her mom's approval and wanting to do something?
I don't know. I mean, we could think about that, but sometimes I think things get too far out and we just start speculating, and I don't know if we have it's too difficult. It's too far removed at that point to discern motives. But to put this like really down to earth, this would be like, my brother Tom is like has a lot of power. He's in a powerful position, and he marries you while I'm alive. Okay,
Not
and then
cool.
this other dude.
The answer is no, Tom.
This other dude starts speaking out against this because you're shacking up with my brother and you want to kill him. I know you wouldn't. Maybe I should have used a different example. But then you get Avila to dance before Tom and make him promise to kill the guy who's speaking out against this evil union. Isn't that wild? I love the Gospels. It's like a gold mine you can never exhaust. It's just But anyway, so I was thinking, like, to go back to what I said earlier, that it feels like an analogy is like when there are certain sins in our life that we're really not willing to get rid of. Like, I think for me, for the longest time, it's like swearing. You know, like I justify swearing, but I hear an argument against it, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me. I like hearing that argument, but I put it up on the shelf. Like I put it in prison, and I don't engage it anymore. But then there's sins that if I'm not willing to submit to them, I execute them, as it were. So it's like, if you think of like sodomy, right? Like sodomy is this evil thing, and at first you say to people, just it's none of your business, you know? And then you demand that everybody celebrated it. And then you got to make a choice, kind of thing. So anyway, fascinating.
Yeah, it is. I had no idea that was the gospel reading.
Let's see here. That was my back cracking and my
Yeah,
old man
good.
going, ugh. Doshield says, I was pondering this reading this morning. Also, it reflects how so many people in the world today are in broken relationships. So sad how our children are manipulated for selfish sin. Yeah, like this girl is manipulated by her wicked, wicked mother. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so sad.
And her cowardly, well, what would you call him? Uncle. Cowardly uncle who wasn't willing to. I mean, if anyone should have been executed in this story, it was the wife. Maybe not, but
yeah, I think it's but I think even when I feel like you just keep digging yourself in a deeper hole, right? When it's like, gosh, I hate this person. I hate that he's calling me sinful. I just want him to die. I wish I could kill him. I just want him to be dead. And then it's like, I don't know, maybe she wasn't willing to just straight up kill him. Maybe she had the opportunity, but she didn't want to be responsible for it. So it's like, well, I'll get my daughter to then do this.
Sure, yeah.
And then it's like, then the executioner is technically the one that killed. But you just like keep, I don't know, doing more bad things. Like the guy on Breaking Bad. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, oh, I'm doing this for my family, for love of my family. That's all I'm doing it for. And then like sin just,
devolves.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like your case.
Yeah.
I like mine too.
Ashley C says your video with Swan Sona helped me convert. Thank you all so much. Glory to Jesus Christ. Welcome into
now
the church.
And forever.
Yeah.
Listening to the gospel now. How are you feeling?
Yeah, if y'all have questions or comments, feel free to throw them in the live chat. The chatty watty. Chatster watster.
Yeah, thanks. I'm feeling okay.
Oh yeah, your health stuff. How's your health stuff?
Yeah, when someone's asking about the cruise too. The cruise is more fun.
Well, do you want to? Because I think
sure, I'll do health stuff
yeah.
first. So I have had like a kind of ugly flare up the majority of the summer, really, right? Because it kind of started in June, and my hips have been like popping in and out, and so I have like a fun hip brace type thing. So yeah, I'm doing better. I'm able to walk more on my own, which is good. But I definitely choose not to go up and down the stairs too much because it hurts. And I started seeing a chiropractor and doing some decompression stuff, which is helping. So yeah, I'm still working with a great doctor who's working on the chronic issues and trying to get everything resolved. But I think it's like a 1 or 2 step forward, another step or 2 back type thing. Mm-hmm. And trying to love my family and helping them try to be patient with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I know that people are very skeptical of chiropractors, or at least I am. I don't think I would go to one. But you went once and he showed you a x-ray and your hips were like, one was here, one was here. He's like, maybe this is why you can't walk. And I love his approach. It's like, look, you might have Lyme disease and Pott's disease and EDS, whatever. All I know is, look at your hips, we need to fix this crap, and you need to start exercising because you're deteriorating. Didn't he just speak to you like that?
Yeah.
And it's not that you're not exercising in laziness, you're in chronic pain all the time. So who would do that in that condition. But yeah, you came back feeling so much better.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so grateful to him. I'm gonna buy him flowers or a whiskey. He probably won't want flowers from me.
I don't think he does. He's like this like big bald Italian dude. I'm like, hey,
I got some flowers. Yeah.
But yeah, so good. Yep, doing better. Still tired, still in pain, but better than I was a couple weeks ago. So yeah, on good days, it's good. It's really good. And yeah, on rough days, it's
really rough.
Really, really rough. So praise God. Ah.
What you doing?
I was reading comments.
Well, you read it out loud? Or?
Yes, Matt, do you agree that Florida is the Australia of the U.S.?
Well, it depends what you mean.
No, California.
Well, it depends.
Oh, right.
Because, I mean, just like if you mean climate-wise, Florida's climate's very much like Queensland because it's tropical and hot. But South Australia, where I'm from, the climate's like Arizona. It's desert and hot in a dry way.
And then our cruise in France. Yes, we are going. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I've done almost the same cruise before last year, and loved it. And this time we're both going and going to bring a bunch of y'all with us and are looking forward to it. And it's going to be wonderful and amazing.
I'm not really looking forward to it.
Really?
I don't want to go that much. Yeah.
You don't want to go to Paris?
I don't know. I'll go now that I said I'll go. But yeah,
you don't want to go and be like in Saint Teresa of Lisieux's home. And
kind of.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna love it. Yeah. You just don't want to travel right now. You don't even want to go to Minnesota tomorrow. So the idea of France is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know it's our cruise and we're trying to make people come, so it'd be better if I said this is gonna be the best. But I don't know. I don't really want to go.
It really will be the best, and I'm excited. And you're gonna have a great time.
All right.
You're gonna love it. The cruise. What's so beautiful about it is like we're the whole ship, and you just get to know these people really well, and it's
that'll be good.
It's just easy and really enjoyable, and yeah, I'm excited.
Cool.
I know the kids are excited. Actually, I don't think Liam is, but the rest of the kids are.
You are right. It'll be good. But you're right. I just don't want to travel right now. Anyway.
Someone's asking what Dostoevsky you would start with or recommend.
Oh, yeah, let's see. Sarah Burke says, Matt, I love reading, but never got into Dostoevsky. So I would recommend that you read one of his short stories before diving into his bigger works. Because someone is a famous author doesn't mean you'll like them, and it doesn't mean necessarily that there's anything wrong with you. I think people just have different tastes, like when it comes to classical music. Just because something is understood generally to be this great composer or this great symphony doesn't mean it's going to be your cup of tea specifically, even though you can probably appreciate it objectively. You don't kind of connect with it. So I would recommend reading his short novella called A Gentle Creature, which is just so beautiful. It's a story about a husband of a wife who's just committed suicide. So the story opens, she's laid out dead on a card table, and he starts explaining to the people who are around how they met and how it led to this. And it'll take you about 4 hours to read. 4 or 5 hours, I guess.
You're a quick reader.
I'm not a quick reader.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Well, you're quicker than me.
So you could read that, and I think if you read that, you'd be like, man, I love Dostoevsky, or man, I don't like Dostoevsky.
Yep.
Your show. I'm not going to ask questions.
Okay.
I can if you want me to, but you have to tell me to.
No, you're fine. I was just listening to you. So
this person said I have to pop out and get the kids to bed. I thought you said I have to poop. Like, why would you say that? I have to poop. No, I have to pop out and get the kids to bed. Always great to see you two
you could go to the
in
bathroom.
The same stream.
No problem.
Praying for the both.
You don't need permission.
Yeah. I remember my mum, because remember when you were a kid? I don't know if you ever did this, but I'd like, Mum, can I go do a poo? I didn't ask her like that, but it's funnier if I pretend I did. But I remember, Mum, I need to go do a poo. And she'd be like, Matthew, you don't have to ask, because she had friends over. And I just walked into a dinner party. Mum, can I go do a poo? Yes, you don't have to ask.
That's really funny. I don't remember asking.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that I would remember that. Thank you. All right.
Thanks for sharing. That was fun.
Kathy says, "Hi Matt, haven't seen you." No, she doesn't say Matt. She says, "Hi, haven't seen you in a while. I think YouTube is hiding you from me. You, or maybe you, I don't know."
I don't know. Either one of us.
Andrew Monpetit.
If you're subscribed, it'll help you see it more. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
click the little bell, then I think they don't hide it, right?
You get notifications in your notification area.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know how
YouTube
works.
knows what you want to watch more than what you think you want to watch.
Oh.
So if you watch a lot of Cameron Fradd without subscribing, those videos will be suggested to you more than channels you've subscribed to but don't watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, me saying things about the library, YouTube likes giving that to people that are pro Pride Month and pro Pride books. And like, this person, I haven't even watched the video, but she's a homophobic bigot, blah, 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 blah. And other people are like, wait, you didn't even watch the video, so you don't know that about her. Anyhow, I try not to read too many of the comments. But...
Andrew says, Matt prefers sitting on his porch yelling at kids to get off his lawn. I do prefer that. I think he's referring to me saying I don't want to go on a cruise.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You do like sitting on the porch yelling at kids to get off the lawn. Why don't you talk for a second and I'll go just intervene. All right. Let them know what we're doing.
Yeah, tell them we'll wrap up soon.
Okay, yeah.
So we are in the spare bedroom. And my kids have just entered the house. And then I think I'm going to be going and reading The Hobbit to my children. Isn't this great video? Great YouTube video. You're welcome. This would be a great time to advertise someone. But where is she going? Where are you going?
She's just going to the basement. They're watching Little House on the Prairie.
Okay. All right, guys. We should probably wrap up unless people have thoughts or comments or questions, or 35 of them. You are bound to get your question answered if you write it, since there are only 35 of you.
Are you making fun of me and my channel being so much smaller
well,
than
you
yours?
didn't advertise or anything, I guess.
It's true, I didn't. I didn't know we were going to do this, so.
Yeah, yawning on camera.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you find this so entertaining and fun. One thing that so our kids right now are watching Little House on the Prairie, and our oldest daughter, the wedding reception is in Mankato, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, that's the big city." And I was like, "Is it a big city?" And she's like, "No, it's the big city from Little House on the Prairie." So I guess Walnut Grove is the closest big city back then, is Mankato. So we're gonna go to. Have any of you ever been to Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum or Walnut Grove? We're gonna she wants it to be a surprise to not tell the other kids, and so we're just gonna take them. I'm excited to do that. Are you excited to do that?
No.
I love that she's excited.
Oh, me too.
Like, come on, if you have a 13-year-old and they're so excited to
no, I'm super pumped for them. Yeah, but I'm not personally like.
See the little schoolroom.
I've never watched the show, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
Andrew says he's just started watching Little House on the Prairie, presumably with his children.
Andrew, good taste in shows.
He says the only thing that's more calming is Bob Ross. Oh, Bob Ross, man, he is really calming.
No,
I used to lay in bed with Kiara and Avila sometimes, and we just all fall asleep watching Bob Ross.
Little House on the Prairie is really relaxing too. We started it. I went to Florida with just me and the 3 little kids, and we do our homeschool work in the morning and then go to the beach and then come back needing a break from the beach, and we, for whatever reason, started it. So we started with season 1, episode 1, and I think we're on the 2nd season now, or maybe the 3rd. It's just me and the 3 little kids that watch it together, and we love it. It's really, I don't know, it's just nice and refreshing and just lovely. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Do y'all have a P.O. box? I want to send a little thing, but don't want to be a creeper. Nice. That's so nice of you. Unlike some people that just show up at the door.
It's only happened 3 times.
But it's happened 3 times. That's kind of creepy. But actually, someone sent a box to... someone gave you a box at Leonardo's.
Yeah.
That was creative.
Yeah, so Leonardo's is the local coffee shop, and I went in there halfway through the month, and someone went, "Hey, wait a second, do you have room in your car?" And I went, "Well, why?" They said, "Someone dropped something off for you," and it was this big box of liquor. So some really good alcohol, so I'm going to be sure to thank that person when I...
get back online.
Yeah, it was very kind of them.
Yes, I will give you, I'll put in your work address. I'll give you a PO box in a little bit. Thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. And yeah, enjoy. Anyone that hasn't, I really recommend with your kids, if you haven't watched The Waltons or Little House on the Prairie, especially the early seasons and years, it's just been fun. It's like a fun, I don't know, we just kind of have this, we don't do much TV anyhow. And then it's like I don't know, we can watch this and it's just, I don't know, it's just good, wholesome morals and values. And I don't know, I feel like you finish the episode and your kids aren't wild jumping off the couch and, you know, being crazy, but rather like, I want to be a big brother like John Boy, you know? I don't know. It's just nice.
I'm listening. Someone's running up the stairs.
All right. Well, we should
probably
go.
wrap up.
Yep. All right. Any closing?
Let's see who comes up. Let's go. Yeah. Let's see. This will be funny. Yeah, come in.
But open the door slowly, please. There's an expensive camera that I don't want to break.
G'day.
Hey, you can come over. You want to come say hi?
What were you going to say?
Welcome to Among the Lilies. Come say hi. Come tell everyone your name.
Well, what were you going to say, love? You don't want to say anything now? Hobbit? We can go read The Hobbit in bed? Are you done watching?
Did you want to come
Little
wave?
House?
You can walk by that. That's not recording. This ends recording. So if you come over here, you can wave and say hi if you want.
But you don't have to. Just don't.
You'll only see.
Just don't touch the camera. Yeah. Good. All right. Do you want to lay in bed and read The Hobbit? Yes or no? I'd love to.
All right. We're going to go read The Hobbit. God bless. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in.
All right, ready?
Peter, if you wanted, you could walk over here and say hi. Here you go. I thought that he did want to do that. So look, here you go.
What a handsome boy.
Here, maybe hop up here. Ready?
Don't hurt yourself, love.
And say hi, everyone. Why don't you tell everyone your name and how old you are? No.
I don't.
All right, I'll be in bed with The
This
Hobbit.
is Peter Fradd. He is 7 years old. Have you had a good day? Do you want to tell everyone what you were doing?
Oh, water balloons.
Water balloons? You did water balloons? And it was storming earlier. It was raining. And were you and the McNamara kids all running in the rain and having fun?
It looks like I'm looking away from the camera when I'm looking at it.
I know. Yeah, if you look over right at that lens. There you go. Now they can see that you're looking right at them.
A metal bit.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Look, oh, people are saying hi. Hi, Peter. Hi, Peter. Say hi, everyone.
Oh, is that Bunny? What?
All right. All right. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Good night.